Jayson, I know it's a long season and you keep moving on to the next game after losses and stuff like that, but was there any sense of relief in this one to see some shots fall and to just play with this kind of energy?
Excuse me. I mean, yeah, it definitely felt good to hit some shots, but I just like how physical we were from the beginning. Starters haven't necessarily started the game as well as we would have liked recently, but I think tonight we matched their intensity from the beginning, and the guys that came off the bench did an excellent job of pushing it forward.
And again, you guys do kind of pride yourself on your ability to, hey, we lost, we'll take what we can from it, we'll move on. But was there anything extra after that loss in Toronto where it's like, okay, maybe there's a realization that whatever has been happening, maybe it went a step too far and you had to like rein it in?
I mean, no, we didn't like overreact. We didn't play well in Toronto, and in all areas of the game, we deserved to lose. But this was a good opportunity against a physical team that plays really hard, the team that we lost to a couple weeks ago or whatever it was. So it was just a good opportunity for us to respond, and obviously we got another game tomorrow.
Jayson, you mentioned you guys hadn't been playing the way you wanted to as a starting group. You guys were a plus 15 tonight. Does that make you guys feel any kind of sense of relief?
I mean, results can vary, plus minus and things like that. But I think just how connected we were on both ends of the floor, especially on defense. Everybody was on the same page. We were connected, helping each other out. So regardless of the plus minus or the result of the game, I think just the way we went about it was a lot better today.
Yeah. Jayson, you mentioned that defensive connectivity a little bit. It felt like you guys were a bit more locked in is not the right word, but energized maybe on the defensive end in this game than the Raptors game. Was that something you guys talked about? Did you feel the noticeable difference? Was that something like that you made a point to do in this game?
I mean, it wasn't where it needed to be last game, so we responded. We bounced back. It's kind of as simple as that.
And Joe's talked about in the past how you guys have the same group of guys here this year, but you still need to reestablish those habits. You need to reestablish the chemistry, stuff like that. How do you feel like that's been going as obviously get KP back in the lineups, sort of get healthy here? How do you think you guys have been sort of re-gelling this?
I think we're in a good spot. We've had to play most of our season, with different guys in the lineup and not everybody being healthy. So it's kind of like the start of the season right now, just in a unique way, having everybody healthy and just trying to build off that.
You mentioned the connectivity earlier of the starting five. Why do you feel at times this year that's kind of come and gone and waned during certain periods? Is there anything you could point to as to, is it just the nature of the season? Is it if you guys feel like you could turn it on when you need to? Like, why is it kind of waned at times?
I mean, I don't know the exact answer. Part of it may be that, we haven't had our full roster for a good chunk of the season. So on given nights, we were just playing with different guys and trying to figure it out on the whim. But also not trying to make any excuses that there's a lot of teams in the league that deal with injuries, and you still got to go out there and compete and figure out ways to win. So, there's not just one thing or one reason why we've struggled somewhat. But, we're going to figure it out.
Jayson, you caught Paolo Banchero one-on-one on a play, I think it was in the third quarter. Is there extra juice going up against a former Dookie, and what is that kind of relationship with Paolo like and throughout the NBA?
Yeah. I'm pretty close with P. Ever since his freshman year at Duke, we've established a relationship. And I've been on record saying it many a times that, love him as a person, a great competitor. The things that he's done already in this league, and where he's going to continue to keep going in his potential. Everybody can see it. And I know he loves the game. And he works really hard at it. So, I venture to say that we're going to be playing against each other and competing for a long time in this league.
You were talking about last game, the defensive miscues. You guys had a lot of like miscommunications that you don't usually have. How do you go about fixing those in time for the next game? Like, is that something you have to go through in a walkthrough? Or is it just a conversation of we need to get better at communicating early?
I mean, it's 50-50. We got to talk about things. We have a game plan and a scout, but the game is all about reactions, and shit happens from time to time, and you misread a coverage or you guess the wrong way. And part of it is just, being there for your teammate, right? If somebody gets beat off the dribble, we help, and, we fly around afterwards. And just make those extra efforts, because it's not always going to be perfect every single possession, but what are you doing to help the next guy, and, maximum effort, things like that.
Jayson, the Scotty Barnes hand clap, and then after the game, the Raptors posted a picture of the box score, and then Brandon Jennings. It seems like you're a focus of a lot of shots, a lot of criticism. Does that make you want to play more angry? Do you enter? I mean, how does that affect your disposition when you know your name is being thrown about like that, especially like after a tough loss? I mean, the Brandon James, it seems kind of over the top there, but just kind of when you know it's focused towards you, how does that make you feel?
I don't know. I guess I'm a big deal.